Hello, everyone. I think people are beginning to join the meeting. Actually, it's not a meeting at all. This is going to be pure goodness right now. My name is Suzy Schaak, and I am the founder of Pure Yoga, and I welcome you today. Before we begin, if you have a mat, perfect. If you don't, you can practice on a towel. Also, if you have anything handy, like a little throw blanket around you or a couch cushion or pillow, that may be helpful through class. You don't have to have one, but if you've got one around, I would just grab one, have it to the side. I have a little bolster. You could do the same thing just by rolling up your mat. So I think we have about 1 more minute and we'll get started. But if you want to find yourself on your mat or your towel in just a comfortable cross-legged seat, that's where we'll begin. And I hope you're up for an adventure. Some of you have never done yoga before. I'm told many of you have never done yoga before. And we'll take it very slowly. We're going to work a lot on breath and gentle movements, slow movements. And I'll just kind of explain pretty clearly as we're moving through. So I hope that you're enjoying this session. And I guess let's begin. I think we're close to time. Let me just take a quick look. It's time. I'm going to put a little music on to set the tone. And if you're just joining us, my name is Suzy Schaak, and I'll be guiding you through practice. All right, comfortable cross-legged seat on your mat. So if you have any issues, if hips are nice and tight, you may want to roll up a little blanket or a little pillow under each knee or sit on your blanket. That helps to just tip the pelvis forward a little bit, so more comfortable in your cross-legged seat. All right. Let's gently bring palms down onto your knees. We'll start with some work. This is so perfect for doing yoga for times in your life, which is kind of rejuvenating if you're feeling tired throughout the day. So comfortable cross-legged seat, palms facing down, eyes are gently closed. Now sometimes you've had too much coffee during the day and it's hard for eyelids to settle, so I always draw my gaze down to the floor and then let my eyelids follow. All right, so begin simply by lengthening out your breath. So yoga breath, you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And you have a gentle seal of the lips. Teeth are separated so your jaw is nice and relaxed. Feel free to take a couple swallows if you'd like, just to relax through the throat and through the neck and the shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose. Pausing at the top of the inhale, so you're holding the breath in, and when you feel like you need to exhale, then a very slow, even exhale out. And starting again, breathing in through the nose, pausing at the top of the inhale, and a gentle exhale out. And you just continue on breathing that breath, slowing it down as best you can, filling the lungs to capacity, and that's what rejuvenates you through the day, is when you can fill your lungs and empty all the stale oxygen out of the lungs. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, again, filling the lungs. Emptying the lungs. As you can hear, I've got just a slight constriction in the back of my throat, and that is called, in yoga terms, Ujjayi pranayama. And pranayama is moving the life force in and out of the body. And so breathing through the nose with that little constriction in the back of the throat, making it audible, helps you to kind of filter the air in and lets you lengthen that even longer. And it acts as kind of a meditative sound to you. So let's take 3 more long, deep, even breaths in and out, and then we'll start a little bit of movement with our breath. 2 more. Again, breathing in, pausing and holding at the top of the inhale. And ease into a passive exhale. One more time. This easing of the breath is communicating to the body that all is well. All right, let's take a few shoulder shrugs. So bringing shoulders forward, up to the ears, back, and then down again. And then forward, up, and back, and down. A couple more of those, just bringing them forward. You may have read in the description, this is Vinyasa Yoga, and what Vinyasa Yoga means is movement with breath. Good, now let's just reverse that. So squeezing the shoulder blades back together, up to the ears, forward and down, and you can really exaggerate the movements, opening up the chest, shoulders to ears, forward, relax them down. One more time, bring them back and up and forward and down. Now reverse it, just take one shoulder shrug, bring the shoulder blades back in place, tucking them into the spine. Now let's move the entire torso. So on the in-breath, you're going to stack the spine, and on the exhale, you're slowly going to rotate around, bringing belly down towards the thighs. So inhaling, stacking the spine, exhale, squeeze the air out as you're bringing belly down towards the thighs. Now, a lot of these postures that we're going to do in the very beginning of class are things that you can do in your chair at the office. You can just sit on the floor gently doing them. There's not going to be any wild, crazy postures today, just things that you can really apply to your regular day. Let's do a couple more. Eyes remaining closed, stacking the spine, and then just reverse that rotation. And the reason why I want your eyes closed as you're moving through these beginning breaths is because I'd love for you to take just an internal inventory of your body and see what it's communicating to you. Where is there any pain or discomfort, fatigue, that kind of thing? And I want you to listen to that throughout the class and adjust the postures, the yoga poses as needed. Let's do a couple more big circles around. Deep exhale out when belly comes to thighs. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, stacking the spine. Back into a comfortable seat. Nice. Take an inhale, center, and on the exhale, let's twist. Belly towards the right thigh, so the left hand will come to the right knee. My belly's gonna come through my shoulders and finishing with the knees. Pausing and holding here, breathing in, feeling a nice stretch up the side body, the low lumbar. And then bringing back to the center on the inhale. Stack the spine and exhale. Right hand comes to the left knee, belly comes through, shoulders, gaze. Pause and hold here, just breathing into this little twist. Twists are a really nice stretch for the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine, but also for the digestive tract. Let's inhale back to the center. Exhale, take another twist to the right. Good, inhale back to the center. One more time, exhale to the left. Good, inhale back to the center, stacking the spine. Let's get some side body stretches in. Deep breath in, and exhale, the right hand's gonna come out to the side, left hand's gonna reach up and over. Pausing and holding, just breathing into the side body. Good, and inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, little side body stretch to the left. Now let's start to move back to movement. So inhale, center, and exhale, side body to the right. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, side body to the left. Good, inhale. And exhale. Good, back to the center. To the left. Back to the center. Grabbing hands on the knees again, close the eyes again. This time we're just going to draw our gaze to the right shoulder and to the left shoulder and just allow your breath to guide you. So on the inhale, just gazing out towards the right shoulder. And then inhale, bringing it back center. And exhale to the left shoulder. And back to the center. And then just moving with your own breath, very slowly from right to left. The other thing I'm going to incorporate into class today is called nerve flossing. And many of us have had nerve issues, like sciatic nerve issues or carpal tunnel. You'll have issues in the hands and the forearms. Sometimes it's on the front side of the leg. So there's a few postures that I'm going to incorporate into the class that actually help to kind of stretch the irritated nerve and calm it down a little bit. So as you're moving through these postures, I'll kind of call them out. And you want to move in just before you feel a deep sensation in it. All right, one more time to the right and to the left. Good. Coming back, gaze to the center again, blinking eyes open. You can take your blanket away if you have one. We'll come onto hands and knees and moving into child's pose, which is a really great stretch to the hips and the inner thighs. So your knees are going to come to the outside edges of the mat, toes to touch, and then sitting bones are going to reach back towards the heels, extending fingertips nice and long, unless that doesn't feel good on the shoulders, and kind of finding these goalpost arms, right? And I like to start out just by bringing my hips back and kind of rocking side to side a little bit. Just allowing, again, my back, my low lumbar spine to stretch out and the inner thighs to release a little bit. So find the placement of the hands, again, where it feels the best to you. Side to side. A couple more times rocking. And then bring it back to the center, reaching fingertips long, or again, goalpost arms, breathing in, and then just allow the forehead to rest down to your mat. Remembering that breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and you can really hear it when you are in child's pose. And again, make it kind of an audible breath. It's almost like you're fogging out the mirror. We'll take a couple more breaths. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see a side view of what this might look like. One more breath. And on your inhale, let's slowly come up to what's called tabletop pose. Hands are under shoulders and knees are under hips. We're going to take a cat and cow pose, so it's stretching the spine and the front side of the body. So on the in-breath, the belly is going to reach down towards the mat, the chest is going to open, and the tail is going to tip to the sky, and the chin is going to tip to the sky. That's the in-breath. And on the exhale, start tipping the tailbone to the mat, let the belly follow, and then chin comes to the chest. Inhale, open into your cow pose. See how long you can stretch the breath out with the movement. Exhale, tip the tailbone to the mat. Chin to the chest. Let's do 3 more of those. Two more. One more. Good. And feel free if you want to take some side body stretching too. So all we're going to do is bring our hips towards the shoulder and then switch sides. So you're just shortening the side body from side to side. Just stretching out again, low lumbar back, all the way through the belly. Perfect. A couple more to each side. Nice, inhale back to the center. Now we're gonna do what's called threading the needle. So right hand's gonna stay planted, and left hand's gonna reach high to the sky, and let's circle the arm around a few times. We'll do it in each direction. So deep circles, moving with the breath again. One more in this direction, and then switch. Deep circles. Could even have a bend in the elbow if that feels better, just listening to your range of motion. Right, and then stretch it high, reach it open through the chest, deep breath in, and exhale. You're gonna thread it through, but not rest down yet. So reach it through on the exhale, inhale, come back, open again, and exhale, reach it through, and inhale, open up again. Two more, exhale, inhale. Exhale this time, pause, and then slowly rest the side of the shoulder, side of the head down onto the mat. And top hand can stack over the bottom hand. And I'm actually going to switch directions so I'm facing you so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. So top hand can place over the bottom hand. Maybe you have a little more give to it and you want to reach the top hand up and take a little half bind. Or exploring what it might feel like to reach the top hand over. Over the head, bicep to the ear. However you find yourself, make sure that it's comfortable and that you can breathe nice and deep. A couple more breaths here. One more breath. Good, and let's slowly unravel. So I'm going to ground my left hand this time, and right hand's going to reach to the sky. And let's circle the arm around a few times. You can exaggerate the movement. Again, you can bend at the elbow. Just listening again to what your body's needing right now. One more time and then switch directions. Beautiful. Now stretch it high, nice and long, opening up through the chest, full breath in, and then exhale. Sweep it through, but not setting it down yet. And inhale, lift high and open. And exhale, little twist. Good, two more times, reach it high. And exhale, bring it through. One more time, inhale, bring it high. Exhale, bring it through. Shoulder rests. Side of the head rests, and you may want your blanket for this because the side of the head doesn't come all the way down to the mat. Hand can go over hand, you can half bind, or you can reach the top hand up and over again. Find what feels the best in your body. Two more breaths. Beautiful, let's ground the hand. Reach the other one high, settle them back down. All right, now we're going to do a little nerve gliding here, just for the wrists. So I'm just sitting, you can be in tabletop or you can sit on your heels, but the left hand fingertips are going to face the top of your mat or top of your towel, and the right hand fingertips are going to face back towards the knees. And just breathing into it and breathing out. Good, and then just switch. My right palm is going to press firmly on the mat, and the top of my left hand is going to flip. Good, and if you want to get a little more intensity, then be up on all fours. And let's just switch. Palm of the left hand comes down, top of the right hand comes down. Good, one more time, just switch. Breathing into every stretch. And switch one more time. You know you've gone too far when your breath is constricted again. Then you want to back out of whatever pose that you're doing. All right, let's warm up the spine now. I'm going to turn to my side again so you can see. So we're tabletop. Now I want you to zip up the lower abdominals, transverse abdominals, right here. If you were to cough, if palms were on hip bones and you were to cough, those are the muscles that are going to fire. So we're drawing them in almost like a little internal hug. So I'm in tabletop pose, my belly's drawn in nice and firm. I'm gonna extend my right arm. Left leg, toes can be curled under if you like. If you want more of a challenge, you're lifting the leg. And as soon as you lift the leg, you want to firm the glutes. Like you want to tighten them and squeeze them in nicely, like they're moving into the midline. And right now I'm reaching out through my heel. Taking a long breath in and exhale, let's bring elbow to knee. Inhale, extend nice and long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, reach nice and long. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Just pause and hold. Breathing here. Good. Extend it long. Lower it down into tabletop. Let's do 2 cat and cows just to neutralize the spine again. So on the inhale, belly comes through. Tailbone and head to the sky. Cow pose. Exhale, reverse that. Cat spine. Inhale. Cow pose. And exhale. Cat spine. Back into tabletop pose. Belly's drawn in nice and firm. You can extend the right leg, pressing out through the heel, or you can lift it up. And left hand's going to extend. So opposite hand, opposite leg. Find your stability first, right? Like you're pulling everything into the midline. Deep breath in. And exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, extend it nice and long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 2 more. Reach it long. Exhale, elbow to knee. 1 more time, nice and long. Elbow to knee. Pause and hold. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Stretch it long again. And lower it down. 2 cat and cows. You may want to do like a little barrel roll this time with your cat and cows. Nice. Other direction if you're doing those barrel rolls. Good. All right, from here, we'll shift the weight forward. So you are in what's called a modified plank. You're on your knees. I'm going to bend at the elbows and lower all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet are going to press down firmly into the mat. My thumbs are going to brush my low ribs. So you've got like cricket wings here. Forehead is just going to gently rest. Now, firm up the quadriceps. Firm up the glutes and pull the belly in nice and tight. Right, so there's nothing just sinking down into your mat. Everything's very active. And on the inhale, we're just going to do a little baby lift, baby cobra, lifting head, neck, and shoulders. And exhale, lower down. So we're strengthening the spine right now. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Maybe hover the hands this time, holding here for 3, 2. Lowering the arms down, lowering right cheek down to the mat on 1. And just shift the hips a little bit side to side, let the spine relax. Good. Bringing chin back to the center. This time let's come up on the forearms. So we're doing a 90-degree angle of the arms. My elbows right underneath the shoulder. And my palms are facing right to the front of the mat. Taking my shoulders shrug so shoulders are open. All right, and this is where we're going to do some nerve flossing here. On the inhale, you're going to lift the right leg and look up. And on the exhale, lower the right leg and look down. Inhale, firming the glute, lift the leg, lift the gaze. Exhale, lower down. Good. Again, just moving with your breath here. Moving your gaze as you lift and lower the leg. And right now, we're working on the sciatic nerve and the femoral nerve. So sciatic nerve, as I'm sure you know, runs down the rear, down the leg, all the way to the foot sometimes. I mean, the nerve runs that long, but sometimes the discomfort runs that long. Good. Let's do one more time. And the femoral nerve runs on the front side of the leg. Quadricep down to the knee. All right, let's switch sides. Firm the glutes again, belly's drawn in. Lifting the left leg on the inhale, lifting gaze. Exhale, lowering down. Good, inhale, lifting, gaze up. down. Good, continue on, lift it up. And lower it down. Let's do 2 more, lift. And lower. 1 more, lift it up. Lower it down. All right, we're going to ground our hands now, lifting up and pull back into child's pose. Give yourself a nice good stretch. Feel free if you want to lift the shoulders or head, neck, and shoulders up and rock a little bit from side to side and loosen up the low lumbar spine. We're moving into downward facing dog next. So most of you have heard downward facing dog. So pointer finger and thumb are going to face the front of the room, and the rest of the fingers are going to spread out evenly from there. And hands will be a shoulder distance apart. So pointer finger comes down, thumb comes out, and the rest of the fingers spread out evenly from there. Let's sit up into a tabletop and then step the legs out, one at a time into high plank pose. Beautiful. From here, feet are hip distance. Take an in-breath. Exhale, just lift the hips high. Let's start with bent knees. So downward facing dog is an inverted V. And I am less concerned about those legs getting straight than I am about the spine getting nice and long. So if you find yourself with a nice arched spine, try bending the knees and bringing the belly back to the thighs. And sitting bones are going to reach up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Good, how does that feel? Let's pedal it out now. You're getting a nice extension through the spine, nice lengthening through the spine. Nice stretching through the calves and the back side of the legs. Strengthening to the arms. All right, friends, let's ground the left foot and then inhale the right leg high. So you're in a 3-legged down dog. You can stay as you are, or maybe you want to get a little inner thigh stretch and draw the knee to the sky and heel to the sitting bones. A little bit deeper stretch here. And then slowly square the hips off again. Gently ease your knee to your nose. And with control, the foot's going to come through into a low lunge. Right? However it gets there, even if it takes 4 steps to get it up there, take your time. Now I'm going to put my hands to my fists, so my palms are facing each other. I'm giving my wrists a little bit of a break, so my wrists are in neutral. And let's just ease into this lunge. So on the inhale, you're just going to lift the hips a little bit. And exhale, gently lower down. Good, inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, ease and lower down. 2 more. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, ease back down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower down. Now we're going to drop down to the bottom knee. Think of everything squeezing into the midline again. So you're going to squeeze the glutes, and you're going to give that internal hug of the belly and lift nice and high. Hands can stay at hips, or you can sweep them all the way up to the sky. Perfect. Now I'm going to interlace my hands in what's called a steeple grip, and I'll face you this time. Steeple grip. Let's get a little side body bend here. So lifting up nice and tall and reaching over to the right side. Right knees forward. Little side body bend. You could stay like that. You could be here. You could be here. Whatever feels good, but we're feeling a really nice deep stretch to the front side of the leg. Hip flexor, side body. Good. All right, let's inhale, bring the hands back together, and exhale, ground them back down to the mat. We're going to do a little more nerve flossing here. So on the inhale, we're coming forward. On the exhale, you're going to pull back. Toes are pointing, and then they flex, and then they point, and then you shift back into lunge. Good, so pulling the hips back, toes are pointed, toes flex, toes point, shift back into lunge. Good, shift it back, flex the toes back, point the toes, back into lunge. 2 more times, pull it back, flex the foot, point the toes, back into lunge. I don't know how many times. Let's just do 1 more. I know I said 2, but I can't remember how many you did. Good. Back into your lunge. Left hand or fingertips or fists are going to stay grounded. Take an inhale to the center, and then exhale, take a little twist. Rotating belly to thigh, maybe circling the arm around. Good. And then switching directions. Reach it nice and tall, and then reground the hands. Front foot is going to meet the back, and I'll turn again. Front foot's going to meet the back. You can be a high plank, you could be on knees. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat, thumbs brushing the ribs. Inhale, open to that little baby cobra we just did. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull the hips back into your child's pose. And then exhale, curl the toes under, find downward facing dog. Good, now left leg's gonna lift this time. Staying as you are, maybe open the hip, bending the knee, stretching out the inner thigh a little bit more. Maybe yes, maybe no. Good, let's square it up. Bringing knee to nose, carving out the belly and the cat spine, finding low lunge. From hands, come to fists. So my palms are facing each other and I'm just creating a fist. So my wrists are now in neutral. I'm not stretching or straining them at all. And inhale, let's lift the hips. Exhale, ease down and lower. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, ease down and lower. 2 more. Lift it up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time, let's lift it up. Awesome, lower down all the way to the back knee. Firming the glutes, you're gonna squeeze them in and then stack the spine. Belly's pulled in nice and firm. Reaching arms up and overhead. If that feels okay, or keeping hands right here to the hips. Remember our side body bend? If it's in your practice, which is maybe your first practice and you'll find out today, let's take a little side body bend. Whether hands are up here or one hand's to the hip, or both hands are on the hip. Listening to the body, see what feels the best to you. Good. 1 more lift. Good, bring it back to the center. Hands are gonna ground to the mat. Doing that nerve flossing again. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull back. Doesn't matter if the leg is straight at all. Flex the toes. Point the toes. Shift into your lunge. Good, pull back. Knee can be bent. Flex the toes. Point the toes. Back into lunge. Nice, pull back. Flex the foot. Point the toes. Lunge. 2 more. Flex. Point. Lunge. 1 more time. Pull it back. Flex. Point. Lunge. Good. Take it in center. Right hand will stay planted. Left hand's going to reach high to the sky. Little twist. Belly's going to come through. Shoulders are going to open. Hands to the sky. You can stay just as you are. Or if you want to circle the arm around again, just getting a little more movement, warming up the shoulders. Maybe the other direction. Good. Reaching it high to the sky and hands. Point your finger facing the front of the room. Front foot meets the back. You're in plank. Your traditional plank or modified plank, all is good. Shift the weight forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Thumbs brushing the lowers. Belly's firm. Inhale, lift up, little baby. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull back. Find your child's pose. Exhale, toes curl under, downward facing dog. Again, bend the knees, get the spine nice and long. You rock a little bit from side to side. Flushing the brain with blood and oxygen as the head lower than the heart. Long, even breath in. Nice, even breath out. Good, now let's roll up onto 10 toes. Bend the knees, bring the belly back to the thighs. Slowly walk yourself, feet behind hands. Good, inhale, find a halfway lift. So we're gonna lengthen the spine, knees can be bent beautifully, and then exhale, just surrender into a nice fold. I love to have bent knees, especially in the beginning. It's safer on the back, and it feels really good. A beautiful stretch on the lumbar, thoracic spine, all the way up to the cervical spine. Now let's interlace hands. This is called ragdoll pose, just rocking yourself from side to side. This is something you can just do in your chair At the office, if you need to rejuvenate a little bit, just get the head lower than the heart and again, flush the brain with some fresh blood and oxygen. All right, you can stay as you are, or maybe you want to take a chest expansion. Grabbing opposite hand or opposite elbow and really stretch to the chest muscles, the pectorals. I'm gazing between my knees so my neck is long. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And let the hands hang heavy. Bend the knees deeply, almost like you're sitting in a chair, and find that halfway lift with a long spine. And then exhale, surrender and fold. And now with a nice straight back, bent knees, we're going to reverse our swan dive, or reverse all the way up into a standing pose, which is called mountain pose, or in yoga, Tadasana, and then hands are going to come to heart center. All right, so let's get grounded now. Spreading the toes out evenly, the big toes are facing the front of the room. I'm rooting down to the 4 corners of my feet. I'm slowly going to draw my kneecaps up so my quadriceps engage, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to firm up the glutes. I'm going to pull up the pelvic floor, engage the belly. So everything in my lower body from hips down are super solid. And then sweep the arms up again overhead and hands come to heart center. All right, now we're going to do what's really called a vinyasa, and this is what links all of the standing postures. So I'm going to show you quickly, and do it with me if you'd like. I'll do it to the side. We're going to start movement with breath. Inhale, reaching arms up and overhead. And exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, open to that halfway lift again. Ground the hands right underneath the shoulders, step back into high plank. Or knees, modified plank. Again, both are perfect. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift up head, neck, and shoulders, baby cobra. Exhale, lower, tap the nose down. Inhale, pull back into your child's pose. And exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now that is called Sun Salutation A, or Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, let's roll up onto all 10 toes. Let's stretch the arches of the feet. Now bend the knees and bring the belly back to the thighs. Deeper stretch. Walking feet behind, hands. Inhale, find that halfway lift. I love bent knees. Exhale, connect belly down towards the thighs, forward fold. Feet are connected, grounded. Inhale, sweep it all the way back into standing, mountain pose. And exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale with bent knees, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, open to a long, straight spine. Exhale, ground the hands. Step back into plank pose. Hold and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, shift the weight forward. Pin the elbows in, 90-degree bend. All the way down to the mat. Thumbs brush the low ribs. Inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Knees can be bent, belly drawing towards the thighs, sitting bones reaching back to the corner of the room, the upper corner of the room. Good, let's walk to the top of the mat, feet are hip distance. Inhale, halfway lift, knees can be bent. Exhale, surrender into that fold. Grounding the feet, inhale, reverse your swan dive, come all the way back up to stand. This time, bring hands together in a steeple grip. Let's get some side body stretching here. Inhale, lengthen, belly's firm. Exhale, side body to the right. Good, inhale, bring it nice and tall. Finding length again, exhale, side body to the left. Good, inhale, nice and tall. This time we're gonna take a little baby back bend. So space is gonna open, we're gonna lift up. Little cactus arms or goalpost arms. Good, inhale, palms to touch. Bringing the hands down your side, interlace them behind you or grab opposite elbow. Take a nice shoulder shrug, opening up heart space, opening up the chest. Bend the knees, slowly bringing belly down to the thighs. And find that chest expansion. If you didn't do it before, We're doing it now. Hands could even be just pressing onto the low lumbar, just chest is open. Good, let hands come down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Grounding hands right underneath the shoulders, step back into your plank pose. Could be on toes or knees. Shift the weight forward, lower, elbows pinning into the rib cage. Good, inhale, lifting head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull back and find your child's pose. And exhale, curl the toes under, finding downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe it out. Good, again, rolling up onto all 10 toes, bend the knees, belly to thighs. Taking yourself to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees, exhale, forward fold. All right, this time, rather than coming to standing, you're going to come into a standing seated position, if that makes sense to you. It's called Utkatasana. So right now, the weight is in my heels. My toes can actually lift off. And my glutes are nice and firm. So think of the energy running up the back side of the legs, squeezing, tightening the glutes, and then stacking, lifting the spine. Hands can be heart center. They can be out in front of you, or they can be up, biceps by the ears. All right, so this is kind of a fiery posture, strengthening posture. So think of the glutes overriding the quadriceps, firming the glutes. Take an inhale, and let's take just a gentle twist. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Pause and hold, bring the belly through, shoulders gaze. Good, inhale back to the center. And exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Straighten the legs at any time that you need to. Good, inhale back to the center. Exhale, hands come through the heart. Let's move into a forward fold. Open to a nice halfway lift. Ground the hands, step back. Knees, if you'd like, lower down to the mat. Inhale, lifting up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, pull back, child's pose. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Take a grounding breath. Now guess what? We're going to move on. Let's inhale the right leg high. And exhale, knee comes to the nose. Carve out the belly, that cat spine, all the way through into low lunge. We're not going to drop down to the bottom knee this time. We're going to stay in a low lunge. Find our stability. So squeeze everything into the midline. Zip up the belly, the core, and you're going to lift up into what's called crescent lunge. You can always come down to that back knee if that is your preference for more stability. If you are up on the back toes, we're going to challenge your balance a little bit. We're going to inhale, lift, and rise. And then exhale, ease back into our lunge. Squeeze everything in the midline. I promise if you firm the glutes, you'll have more stability. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Remember that gentle twist we took in that chair pose? We're going to do it now. Right arm back, left arm forward. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale back to the center. We're in that lunge. And now we're going to open to what's called warrior two. All right, warrior two, it's like a 3 or 4 foot spans between the front foot and the back foot. And my front heel is going to line up with the arch of the back foot. Right? And my hips are kind of in a neutral pose. And my knees going to line up over the ankle. And my arms are going to come out to the side. So this posture was created thousands of years ago, but it's as if you're pulling a bow back. Right? Extend the arms. All right, so firm the glutes again so that the quadricep doesn't get fatigued. But let's bring the palms to the sky and get the shoulder blades back in place. And the palms back down to the mat and turn them all the way so they're facing the sky again. And open and rotate them. Good. Nice. A little more nerve flossing here. Strangest term I've ever heard, but it makes sense. All right. Finish with palms facing the front, right? So my palms are facing towards the front. And now I'm going to slowly flex the back foot or the back hand and open up the palm and then bring my chin to my shoulder. or ear to shoulder. And then we're just gonna switch. Just like we did in our tabletop pose when we were switching the wrist. Good, and then switch. Ear to the right shoulder. Right hand opens up, left hand closes off. And then switch. It's a very subtle movement. But this posture right now, what we're doing with the upper body is for the median nerve for carpal tunnel. One more time. Now that's your thighs saying, okay, I'm done. Let's bring head back towards the center, palm space in the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg. Whew. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're moving into what's called triangle pose. So you're just gonna tick-tock the arms. One hand's gonna come down to the knee, top hand's gonna come to the sky. And then let's just reverse our triangle. So switch the arms. And then back into triangle. And then reverse triangle. Good. One more time. Back into triangle, pause, and just hold. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, if you're enjoying this, perfect. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, maybe you want to take a little half bind. Maybe you want to do a little strengthening and extend the front hand out to the front of the mat. So I'm feeling some side body strengthening through the obliques. Hold and breathe here, 3 and 2. On 1, let's release into what's called star pose. So hands are up, toes are ticking out, and then we're going to sink down into horse or goddess pose. So in this posture, it's very strengthening. We're going to externally rotate the thighs, knees are going to track out towards the pinky toes. Hands are in heart center. And you could be here, you could be here. Find what works the best to you, but we're just going to lift and lower. Finding your range of motion. Every time you're lifting, the glutes are squeezing in, knees are tracking out. Glutes are squeezing in. As the glutes squeeze in, it naturally tracks the knees out. Good, let's move 4 more. Beautiful, 3 and 2. Lower, pause, and hold 1. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. Now bring the feet parallel, or maybe even pigeon toes, so the toes are turned in a little bit more. So we're going to move into a wide-legged forward fold. And I want you to think about this, hands to hip flexors. You're going to lift up, like you're tipping the bowl of water, which is your pelvis, over into the fold. Knees can be bent as long as knees are tracking out to the pinky toes. Fingertips ground. So it can look, I'll turn to the side. It can look like that with straight legs, not locking out the knees, little micro bend in the knees. And you can stay here, or you can just keep on folding, 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 and letting head hang heavy. Again, knees can be bent. You can do some side lunging, rocking back and forth, side to side. Just kind of listening here to what your body needs. My body needs a sip of water, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's take about 2 more breaths. 2 more, friends. Nice, and let's slowly come to a halfway lift. And walking foot to the front of the mat, we're coming back into low lunge to the front. Beautiful, grounding the hands. Front foot's going to meet the back. Coming to knees if you'd like. Shifting the weight forward, lowering down. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in. And breathing out. Left leg is next. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, knee to nose, carve out the belly. Bringing it through into your low lunge, stabilize, pulling everything into the midline, lifting up nice and tall, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. And lower. 2 more. Lift it up. And lower. 1 more. Lift it up. Lower. Left hand's going to come back. Right hand's going to reach forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, opening to your warrior 2. My front heel lines up with the middle of my back foot. Inside arch of the back foot. Arms are going to extend long. Let's bring palms to the sky. And palms back down to the floor. All the way rotating around if you'd like. Palms up. Palms down. One more time. Good. Bringing palms facing the front. A little bit of nerve flossing. So my right hand's going to turn in towards my body. My left fingertips are going to turn away, and my head's going to come down. Left ear to the left bicep. And then just switch. And then switch. Remember to ease before sensation. Right? We're stopping before we have deep sensation. One more time each side. Back into warrior two. Take a breath in. Exhale, straighten the front legs. You're in triangle pose. Tick-tock the arms, floor to sky. Inhale, let's reverse our triangle. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Pause and hold. Remember, if you want to do a little strengthening, you take that little half line. Front hand reaches to the front of the mat. Hold and breathe. 3, 2. Releasing into star pose on 1. Heels take in, toes take out. Sinking down into goddess pose, horse pose. Knees track out, externally rotate the thighs. This time we're just going to do 4 deep, even breaths here. No movement. Inhale. Exhale. Use your glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more. One more gorgeous pose or gorgeous breath. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten up, start pose. Feet come parallel. Hands to the hip flexors, lift up and move into that forward fold. What's called prasarita or wide-legged forward fold. Knees can be bent. Spine can be straight. Parallel with the mat, or you can keep on folding all the way down, crown of the head to the mat. Rocking side to side if you'd like. Maybe taking a chest expansion. 2 more breaths. Good, releasing hands to the mat, come to a halfway lift. Walking to the front foot, finding a low lunge. Grounding the hands, front foot meets the back. Coming to knees if you'd like, shift the weight forward, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, little baby lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull back, find your child's pose. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Coming down onto knees now. We're going to just cross our legs and pull our feet through, extending them long in front of you. Nice. So sitting bones are grounded evenly. This is a great place for a blanket. If you are working on opening up the hips a little bit, knees can be bent as much as you'd like. You can roll up a pillow under the knees or the blanket as well, or just keep them bent. Let's flex the toes back towards your nose, sitting up tall. Again, like you're going to tip that bowl, the pelvis, into your forward fold. Good. I love to see a nice straight back here. Safest way to take a fold is with a straight spine. Good. Let's lift up nice and tall. I'm trying to look at our time here. Coming near the end of the class, let's lift up and then slowly carve out the belly. Make your way down to the mat. We'll do a little bit of hip opening. That's the best. Good. Once you get down to the mat, bring the knees into your chest. Let's do little circles with them. Circles in one direction. Reversing it, circles in the other direction, all as well. Good. Now let's let the left foot come down to the mat, and the right ankle is going to cross over the left knee. You can stay just as you are. That may be enough of a stretch for you. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, grab in between the legs, figure 4, drawing the left knee towards you and the right knee away. Deep, even breath in. Deep, even breath out. This is another one that you can actually do against the wall. And I would rest my foot, my left foot, the one that's furthest away, against the wall, and then just ease the knee open. Let's take about 3 more breaths. Good, and then slowly lower the left foot down to the mat. Grabbing the inside arch of the right foot. This is called happy baby. So you're slowly going to draw the knee down towards the mat and release. Knee down towards the mat and release. You could be grabbing the outside of the knee, just little compressions. So we're just little compressions on the intestinal tract. Great for digestion. Now let's bring the whole knee into the center. Give it a good squeeze. Take an in-breath. And on the exhale, just straighten the foot towards the sky. Flexing the toes back towards the nose, and then slowly straighten. And then flex it back. You could have a bent knee and straighten. Flex. And straighten the toes. Point the toes. Flex the toes. Good. And from here, let's just get one more little stretch. So grabbing behind the hamstring or the calf. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, just lifting head, neck, and shoulders up towards the knee. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. Lowering back down. Knee comes into the chest again. Left leg straightens, full breath. And on the exhale, take a little supine twist. So you're going to draw the right knee across the body. It could be both knees. Both knees could go over to the left. My right arm is going to extend, and my gaze is going to go out to my right fingertips. Twisting again is great for the intestinal tract. Little internal massage of the internal organs. And a really beautiful release for the low back and the hips. All right, friends, let's bring it back into the center. Give the right knee a squeeze, lower that foot down to the mat, and left knee is going to come into the chest. Crossing the left ankle over the right knee. You can stay just as you are, or you can lift the right foot off the mat and grab behind its knee. Figure 4. Again, if you want a little more ease, the right foot can ground right up against the wall. And you can hold just like that. It could go right over a chair if you want. Making sure head, neck, and shoulders are resting softly on the mat. Two more breaths. Good. Gently lower the right foot down to the mat. Left knee comes into the chest. Happy baby. So you're grabbing the inside arch and you're drawing the knee out to the side. And you're just pressing down to the mat and releasing. Pressing down and release. Good. And then bring it to the center. Get a little compression here. And then slowly extend it to the sky. Point the toes. Flex the foot. Point the toes. Flex the foot. Point the toes. And flex. Stay as you are. Knee could certainly be bent. Grabbing the back of the hamstring, the calf. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, just pull head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, bringing knee to forehead, forehead to knee. Then lowering yourself down, knee comes into the chest, inhale. That little supine twist, so either the left knee goes across the body or left and right knee go over to the right side. My shoulders are connected to the mat. My left hand extends and I'm gazing out towards my left fingertips. Supine twist. All is well, right? 2 more breaths. One more beautiful breath. Oh, we're so lucky. Knees come back into the chest. We're moving into Shavasana, final resting pose. So let's wrap the forearms over the shins and bring the forehead up to the knees. Then on the inhale, press the shins into the forearms. And on the exhale, open up for your Shavasana. So legs are extended out, arms are extended out. Take a long, even breath in and exhale. Just close the eyes and be in a space. Just pause right now. Knowing that you're at home, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you need to. Be mindful of your time. If you are ready to come out, gently lengthen your breath. Maybe brushing thumbs over fingertips. I encourage you to go into a space of gratitude. Long, deep stretch, fingertips up and overhead, full body stretch. Rolling on to your right or left side, fetal position. What I find the best way and the fastest way to ease out of any sort of anxiety or stress is to find something I'm grateful for, knowing that your mind can only think of one thing at a time. Long, even breath in. Very passive breath out. When you feel ready, coming up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Again, staying as long as you'd like in your Shavasana. This time, palms are facing up on the knees if you're seated. This is a posture of receiving. So in this moment, I would love for you to just send a thought of gratitude out to maybe all your coworkers, your friends, your family. Just creating a sense of this beautiful community that we have. Bringing hands in prayer position to your hearts. Guiding the light from the heart to the third eye center, space between the eyebrows. May you have peace in your thoughts. Prayer hands come to your lips. May you have peace in your words. Prayer hands back to your heart. Peace in your heart and your actions. Bowing forward to seal in our practice. Namaste. Namaste means the light in the teacher in me honors the light in the teacher in all of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to download this class and put it up on our Pure Yoga YouTube channel. So if you want to review it again, the channel's free for everyone. I just ask if anyone has the ability to make a donation to Pure Yoga, perfect. We've got a whole library of classes. If you're not, they're free. So enjoy them at your leisure. We've got all levels, all different styles between beginner to sculpt to different yogas, that kind of thing. So enjoy them. It is nice to meet you all and have just a beautiful, extraordinary day. We will see you sometime soon, hopefully.